Hi all. In this session, we are going to learn about the prominent programming paradigms that is used worldwide. Let's first understand the programming language spectrum. There are typically two categories of programming languages: declarative languages and imperative languages. Declarative languages are those languages which focus on what the computer should do, whereas the imperative languages focuses on how the computer should do a particular task. So in case of declarative languages, the programming language design doesn't consider about the storage management schemes or allocation schemes, etc. Whereas in imperative languages, the language designers should consider storage allocation schemes, memory management hierarchies, etc. Example for declarative languages are functional languages where everything is expressed in terms of functions. Example are Lisp, Scheme, ML, Haskell, etc. Data flow languages, typically the programming languages that we learn like C, C++, Java, etc. are control flow based languages. Here the order of execution is determined by the control statements in the program. But in case of data flow based languages, the data is the prime component which determines the order of execution. For example, if we receive all the set of input data, then only it will move to the next block, or then only it will take the next action. This is how the data flow based languages works. Example are ID, VAL, etc. Next is logic or constraint based languages. It will work based on the set of facts, rules, etc. and we will derive conclusions or derivations based on the rules and facts provided in the database. For example, Prolog, spreadsheets, etc. In logic based languages, we usually use predicate calculus concept. The next category is imperative languages. In imperative languages, there will be stored program concept or von Neumann based programming languages. Example are C, Ada, Fortran, etc. In the stored program concept or von Neumann architecture based programming languages, the program is executed in a sequential order based on the statements that we provided. Usually it will follow sequencing of state, that is executing statements one after another. The next is scripting languages usually used in web designing, etc. Example PHP, Python, Perl. Next is object oriented programming languages where everything is viewed in terms of objects. Group of similar objects are termed as class, and we will define the data and functions for a particular class, and we will perform the various operations. Example for object oriented programming are Java, Smalltalk, EFL, CPP, etc. Object oriented programming usually supports various features like encapsulation, data abstraction, inheritance. Next, we are going to learn about the prominent programming paradigms that is followed worldwide. The first one is the structured programming or procedure oriented programming. It is a category of imperative programming languages. In imperative programming languages, we are usually follow sequential execution of instructions. That is, instructions are executed one after another. Here, the assignment operation is used to change the value of variables. For example, in C language, we declare int a is equal to 5, and if we want to change the value of a from 5 to 10, then we can write a statement like a equal to 10. After executing the statement a equal to 10, it can directly change the value of a. Thus, the use of assignment can change the values of variables in structured programming. Structured programming usually supports conditional branch statements, that is if, if-else, nested if, switch statements, etc. It also supports iterative statements like while, do while, for loop, etc. And also it will support recursion, that is a function is calling itself. Variables are used to represent memory locations. So here we can avoid the difficulty of memorizing the memory location address. Examples are C, Pascal, Fortran, COBOL. The next category is object oriented programming. Here object is the basic building block. Everything is viewed in terms of object. Object is a real-time entity which has a physical or logical existence. Group of objects with similar behavior are termed as class. Class is a way to bind data and functions into a single unit. So in object-oriented programming, we usually implement the operations with the help of a class. Usually object-oriented programming supports data abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism, and inheritance. Data abstraction means hiding the complex feature from the end user and showing only the essential details. Whereas encapsulation means wrapping up of data and functions into a single unit. This concept is achieved using class. Polymorphism is a powerful feature of object-oriented programming, that is the property of an object or an operator to behave differently in different instances. That is, same operator can perform different operations. For example, the operator plus can perform addition in case of integers. That is, if we use 4 plus 2 where 4 and 2 are integers, then it will give the answer as 6. If we declare 4 and 2 as a string, and if we use the operation 4 plus 2, then it will give you 42. That is, it will perform the string concatenation. The string 4 and the string 2 is concatenated together. This feature is called polymorphism. The same plus operator will do two different operations like addition of integers and concatenation of strings. The property of an object to derive the features of one class to another class is called as inheritance. There are different categories of inheritance like single inheritance, multiple inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hybrid inheritance, and hierarchical inheritance. You may have studied all these concepts in object-oriented programming in Java. Example for object-oriented programming languages are C++, Java, Smalltalk, Snowball, etc. The next category is functional programming. Functional programming is a programming paradigm which is not familiar to you all. It is usually used in applicative programming. The basic building block is a function. Everything is implemented using a mathematical function. There is no variable declaration or no assignment operations. No iterations are supported. That is, we cannot use while loop, do while loop, for loop, etc. Only a recursion can be done. That is, a function is calling itself. That is the only feature supported usually by functional programming. We will learn about these functional programming concepts and how the functions are evaluated, etc. in module 4. Example are scheme, Lisp. Next is logic programming. Logic programming is also a new programming paradigm for you all. Here the concept of symbolic logic is used, that is predicate calculus. You may have studied in discrete mathematics about the concepts of symbolic logic like and, or, negation operations in statements. So a logic program is a collection of declarations which are true about the desired result. These are called facts. There is no flow of control in logic programming. It will execute or derive statements based on the set of rules defined and based on the set of facts stored in the database. So basically logic programming is used for deriving inferences from the existing facts based on a set of rules. Example are Prolog. We will learn about Prolog in module 4. Next is concurrent programming. Concurrent programming is usually used for doing parallel programming applications. It supports multi-threading. Multi-threading means same program segment can be executed concurrently, that is without overlapping in time interval. It supports synchronization. Example for concurrent programming are concurrent Pascal, Parsi, Parlog, etc. The last category is distributed programming. Distributed programming is usually used in distributed computing systems. It is usually used in network and internet programming languages. Synchronization is the main feature, and synchronization is used for achieving remote procedure call and remote method invocation. Example are Java. There is also other programming categories like database programming like SQL and data flow based programming like ID, VAL, etc. So these all are the various prominent programming paradigms that is used all over the world. Thank you.